What's up, everybody? This is Rob Barrington back here for another weekly challenge with the robots. We are, in fact, playing a non-best hand match point tournament, and I forgot to mention in our first session that this is, in fact, our 50th robot challenge, or at least we're calling it that. I think it might be a little over it, but it's officially volume 50. I can't believe it feels like I just started this series the other day, and I can't imagine how many thousands of views it has at this point. But I hope you're enjoying it. I know by the comments that you guys are and you're into it and you like this version, the non-best hand variety, because it's going to provide us with just a larger variety of decisions that's going to be more realistic for us, right? We're not going to be dealt the best hand in a normal bridge game. We're going to be dealt a random hand, which is exactly what this is about. So let's jump in. And it just so happens we have a pretty good hand here for a non-best hand tournament. We open one, no trump. Balance 15. Ooh, okay, this is beautiful here. So let's talk about this situation. This is one of the scenarios where we have all of our system available when we open one, no trump. And the reason is because our left-hand opponent overcalled 2 clubs. And as long as this isn't the majors, and we happen to know the robot plays a system called Cappelletti here. And that shows a single suited hand. So as long as this isn't both majors, which it can be sometimes, we're just going to keep all of our systems on. And we also do the same thing over what other bid, folks. We'll always have our systems when they bid 2 clubs. What else can we always have our systems over? Double. All right, double is essentially, we don't ignore it, but theoretically or just practically we ignore it, right? We give no meaning to it. All of our bids mean exactly the same, right? Nothing changes. When they bid 2 clubs, only one thing changes: Stayman. And Stayman becomes double, right? So because of this, right, because we're at the same exact level as we would be if it went one no trump past 2 clubs, double can become Stayman here, and then we maintain all of our system above that, right? So 2 diamonds is a transfer to hearts, 2 hearts to spades. Whatever your minor suit transfer is in this situation, you would be playing just like normal. I believe the robot plays like minor suit Stayman or something. Yeah, okay. So this is just their kind of way of keeping the system normal, right? If it went one no trump past, this would mean exactly the same thing for the robot, right? So this is what we mean by systems on. Any other overcall by West, we do not have systems on. Right, and in fact, if you want to learn more about that, a complete guide to no trump auctions posts tomorrow, which is November 2nd, if you're watching this live. If you're watching it later, the complete guides are huge amounts of information meant to get you up to speed on the topic at hand, and they're all useful topics. So this is a very classic situation of interference by opponents. These are the easy ones. It's when they bid other things like natural 2 heart bids, 2 spades, or other sorts of 2 suited bids that we'll cover in that class as well. So here, folks, we're just looking at this hand and we see that partner bids minor suit Stayman. And this is basically, hey, what do your minors look like? And my minors look like I have 4 clubs. So I'm just going to show that I have 4 clubs and we'll see what partner does. So this is always shortness, folks. And if you just remember this, if you play any sort of minor suit transfer, just recognize that when you bid a major after it, especially, it has to be shortness, because what would we have done if we had a 4-card major to bid here or to explore, or a 5-card major for that matter? We would have bid Stayman or we would have transferred, right? So when you make a minor suit transfer, you're just denying major suit cards in length. So here, after this sort of minor suit exploration, here it was like Stayman, but if they were transferring here as well and they bid a major, this is just, hey partner, I have a shortness position in this. Can you play no trump? Or sometimes do you want to play higher than game in our minor suit? Here, because of a strong hard holding, and it's not exceptionally strong, but it rates to be okay, especially with points being here. And we also know that this 3 heart bid, and here's my, I feel like I'm William Tell here with these arrows. You're going to know in this spot that partner has a game forcing hand. So it's less likely that right-hand opponent's going to be getting in to cause damage through either of the positions you have here. And the one you're really worried about now is hearts, because this is the suit that partners advertised shortness in. I kind of wish I had the 10 of hearts or something, but here it rates to be double stopped. So I'm just going to bid 3 no. And if partner wants to bid again, if let's say they bid 4 clubs here now, that would be an exploratory bid for slam. And look at this. Looks like we're going to maybe survive this. It's going to depend on where the 10 of diamonds is, and this 7 of diamonds lead is interesting. Let's just count the points first. Our partner has 9, and notice this is a perfectly reasonable hand to play game, opposite a 1 no trump opener. If you played Puppet Stayman here, folks, this would be an amazing Puppet Stayman hand, right? You could find out if partner had a 5-card spade suit, and then maybe do some other things here as well. But in this spot, we're going to just look at the total values we have, which is only 24. And West has made a single suited overcall vulnerable. So would you expect them to have like an opening hand like 12? That's 36. It means East has about 4-ish type points, right? So in this situation, what do we want to do here? We want to avoid East being on lead, basically. We can survive it once, right? In fact, we're going to survive a spade lead as long as they lead spades first. And a heart lead, we could lead ourselves and or be led through. The most we're going to lose is 2 hearts and 2 spades. So the problem is we just want to avoid a diamond loser. And are we going to be able to? I guess we'll find out. Jack, okay. The problem with playing low is now you're guessing for the king and the 10, and you're guaranteeing them an entry. So let's just count our winners after we win this trick. Right? That was 1 winner in the bank right here. And now we have 5 club winners. We know it's 5 because we have 9 of them, and we have the top 4. So even if we get a 4-0 break, we're taking all 5. All right, so that's 6 total. We have the queen of diamonds for 7. And we need 2 more tricks. Where are they going to come from, folks? Well, we have a few places they could potentially come from. Hearts, as we discussed, is one. The diamond suit is possible as well. That 7 of diamonds lead is just fishy for me. And the problem I'm having here is I don't want to create a diamond loser when I could lose 4 tricks outside of diamonds in hearts and spades, right? So the question is, do we want to maybe cross the dummy to play the 10 of hearts and see what happens there? We should know East is not going to have very many points left, right? They've just shown 3 of their points. So the only real consequential card they could have here is maybe the queen of hearts, like an outside chance. It seems unlikely. But also the 10 of diamonds is a very consequential card that would not require them to have any points, right? So this just looks rough. And in these situations, when we don't have a ton of decisions to make in our hand as far as pitches, these might be times where we will simply run some clubs and get a read on the position and make them throw away cards. Both of them are going to have to make some choices in this situation. And that's what I'm going to do on this one. I don't want to commit to any sort of line here, and maybe it'll just remedy itself. The only problem is we might be disrupting communication. Well, look at this. Okay, so we did get a 4-0, and now let's think about this. This changes things a little bit. I was guessing left-hand opponent had hearts, and now I know they have 4 clubs as well, and they led the 7 of diamonds. So that seems like one of those classic robot. I'm going to lead my short suit. So yeah. We know right-hand opponent's gonna have to pitch a bunch of cards. What will they be? What did they pitch on the first one here? They pitched a heart. Okay, so now the question is, do we continue? Because lefty's not going to really be pitching anything until the last card. And maybe we can cash the queen of diamonds and just play a heart, actually. Maybe we'll just be able to end play our left-hand opponent at this point. I'm going to go for it. Let's play it. There's a spade. A diamond now. Okay, we like that. Another spade. Here comes a club, which we are going to throw a spade on. And there's a hard pitch to our left. So now I'm tempted to cash that queen of diamonds and see if the 9 is good. And if it's not, I don't think lefty's going to be able to get to righty. And let me just, I guess that 7 of diamonds is just such a weird lead. It just seems like shortness. So it just seems like this is right for me. Okay, good. I was right. All right, now as long as they just don't have a way to transport over to their partner. Cash some spades. They're too smart for that. Too smart for that, robot. It's possible that they just get to crank out a heart trick here, unfortunately, before we get our spade trick. And we'll just play the queen here. Oh, no way! So Lefty just had shortness and diamonds and like a terrible overcall over there. Down one. Let's see. Could we have done anything on this? Nah, they were 6-4. Why did... Oh, sorry, yeah. So here, it's interesting. I guess they didn't want to bid 3 hearts. They wanted to try to buy it at the 2 level. I can't really blame them there. But yeah, that's a hand that you're not expecting too often, just this 9 count with ace, queen, 6 of hearts. But that's what's happening here. And look at that diamond position. Yuck, right? As long as, even if we play low, right, at trick 1, notice that if we played low there, they would just slide in that 10 and we have to kind of pop up with the ace as well. And it's simply because we kind of just know that we're in a threatened position. We have 2 heart losers and 2 spade losers, right? So we're already at the contract threshold. We had to try to avoid a loser elsewhere. And I don't know. I don't think on this lead we can, but I wouldn't be shocked if I saw some sort of obscure play here at some point. Right? But basically we're just headed to down 1, right? I think playing clubs first was kind of a savior for us. We at least got to figure out what was going on. That void is pretty telling. Right, so here it just kind of opens up that deal, and it also shows you what the robot does. Like a normal human would probably do the 6 of hearts, right? It's pretty reasonable, right? And that would go pretty well for you also, because if we go 10 of hearts, whatever, right? We would win in our hand, and now we're just crushed whenever right-hand opponent gets on lead, which they will have the opportunity to do twice in diamonds and in spades. So here, I mean, pretty reasonable to do that and crush this contract as well. In fact, let's take a look. Would you get it more if you lead a heart? No, just 1. Okay. Yeah, because we can always take 8 tricks on this, obviously. Okay. Let's get back to this. Ooh, I like it. What do you do here, folks? One spade, pass to you. Make your bid. Well, it's not a no trump, folks. And the reason it's not a no trump is because you are in the balancing seat. And you're in the balancing seat because it went 1 of a suit to your left, pass to you. All right, so this is a time where your 1 no trump bid will actually be about 11 to 14 is a pretty reasonable range, or 12 to 14. And you're just too good for that. And if you remember, this is that spot that we're always talking about. Hey, I'm borrowing a king from my partner. Have you heard that before, folks? And that just means when it goes 1 of a suit, pass to you, it is so important that you bid, that you're allowed to add value. And this is implied value. Partner's pass isn't necessarily a pass devoid of values. And in fact, the reason we know that is because East's pass is a pass that is devoid of values, right? We know that is less than 6 points. So partner just has points in these situations when we're weaker. The weaker we are, the stronger partner and obviously the opening bidder could be. And that's why it's so important we bid, because I know you've all been there. When you see your right-hand opponent open the bidding and you were planning on opening, sometimes you just can't bid, even with an opening hand. So in the overcall position, it's such a restrictive position for bidding with certain types of hands that have values that it's important we bid. But this is a totally different animal. We are likely to have one of the better hands at the table. Again, not a best hand tournament, but we obviously have a 16 count in the balancing seat. So take a look. And I just want to show you the robot knows this. So 1 no trump is 11 to 15. Okay, they just shaded up a little bit. That's fine. 2 no trump, I bet you were not going to guess this one, is actually should be about 18, 19. Yeah, okay, they play 19 to 20, right? So it's not unusual because we're in the balancing seat, folks. If we wanted to make some sort of preemptive bid, we could simply pass and end the auction in 1 spade, right? So here, we need all these to be natural. So how do we show this hand? Well, folks, we double first. And then, partner bid 2 spades, so now we just bid 3 now. Okay, we know. So partner is inviting slam. We're not going to accept this. This is weird. I guess we're supposed to just bid 2 no with this hand. I just didn't have. I didn't think partner would bid a game, and it's fine. We'll play 4 no, and it sounds like we're okay. Now this, folks, is an amazing declare play situation. I want you to tell me right now what this player East is looking at in their hand. Not necessarily their shape, just their values. And here I'll remind you of the auction. Left-hand opponent opened 1 spade. It went pass, and we balanced with a double because our hand was too good. Notice if partner bid anything else, we would just bid no trump at that level, right? And that will show this extra value no trump bid. But here a partner showed a Q bid raise, or not a Q bid raise. They showed a Q bid, which is just a good hand. And it says kind of, hey, I'm not quite sure where we can play this. You tell me. And let's tell me about East. And I will tell you that, hey, I had 16. My partner has a 13 count. And let that be a lesson to you, folks. I think they did a reasonable job passing this hand. I mean, maybe they want to bid 2 clubs once in a while, but they should have a 6-card suit usually. And they're downgrading their queen of spades. But let's take a look. That's 13. We have 16. That's 29. Left-hand opponent opened the bidding. So, okay, give them 11. How we doing, folks? We know everything. We know everything, right? Everything is in West because they open the bidding. And it's shocking. They only have 11 points, right? So this is even more to the bank. The worst case scenario is we see East with like 1 point. So now count your winners, folks. What are you looking at? 5 clubs. No question. We have all of the top 5. 4 hearts. That's 9. The ace of diamonds is 10. And we're going to take 2 spades, folks, because watch this. We're going to play low. We're going to slide that 9 into our win column. And then we're not going to take 13 tricks, so we're going to try to set up another spade. They're not going to allow that. And now we are going to take the devastating action of just playing all of our clubs. And we're going to have a fun little position at the end, I think, folks. We're going to play a heart now to the king. We're now going to play the king of clubs. We like that. Now we're going to play the 10 of clubs. We're going to pitch a spade. Fine. It's nice when we know left-hand opponent has king, queen of diamonds, and the ace of spades left, and the jack of spades. Right? Now we play the jack of hearts. Boom. And we're just going to watch, folks. If we see the ace of spades, we will cash the king of spades. If we see the king of diamonds, we will lead a low diamond and see that queen get mushed between the ace diamonds. And there's that 10 and the jack of diamonds is left, right? So in this case, like we didn't get the perfect situation, right? The jack of diamonds was in right-hand opponent's hands. So I think I could have figured out a trick before, but we went for it, folks. If lefty has the jack of diamonds, that is the perfect squeeze. I guess I should know when the robot ducks the second spade, the squeeze probably isn't working. They're pretty good at the card play. But here, if they did have all the points, we were going to really mash those together. And if East also was just asleep and pitched a diamond on this one or another diamond, now the jack would have fallen as well. But that didn't happen, folks. We're plus 690, but that was a fun hand to deal with. Lots of meat on the bone today for these 2 hands in particular. And don't forget, folks, I have a ton of stuff going on the site, but especially excited about the new beginner series that I'm starting on November 14th. I'm leaving a link for you guys. It's simple. You don't have to join up for anything. If you have friends, family that want to learn the game from me from the very start, I can't wait to start this class, and it's limited in nature at this early stage, but I plan to do more of them, and we're going to learn as we go. I'm really excited to teach this game from the very beginning once again, and I can't wait to get started. So thanks a lot, folks. I will see you tomorrow, which is the hump day version of the weekly challenge, and look at this hand. We're in 3rd chair. What will we do? Come back tomorrow and find out.